It's mind-blowing. I really don't like horn making noise, but it is what it is. So sorry, so sorry. Okay, let's back it up. Right? Okay, so what I want to do is then watch this one from here. That's so awesome. Okay. Hello. How do you like the cosmos? Because I guess that's in the center. Unless that's, yeah, that's kind of the center. These are live cameras, so you've got to be prepared to Follow your instincts. This is what I've been doing. And God has been meeting me every time going, I knew you were coming. It'll spell my name like in the clouds, from hours ago on a Japanese webcam. It's pretty awesome. Not like my name is Stephanie or anything. It's ALY, but come on. It still spells my name. It spells my daughter's name ALEK. I think it's quite curious that Alek and Alehem are mentioned in the Hebrew. See, so I know a version of the story that's real awesome, and God keeps meeting me there every time. So it's I say it's time we go with my version. Nothing's gonna go wrong if you do, because Mama's not trying to be a tyrant or a off with their heads kind of queen. I simply want to chaperone us into the light, like my instincts, an ancient council of mothers, ancestors who guide me. We want us all to finally have peace and enjoyment and collective togetherment and improvement. It's really, really, really awesome. And we'll feel silly all the way through, like, wow, how did we miss this? But that's when we remind ourselves that's not what the point is to kick ourselves in the ass. The point is to get it now and to seek after it and to preserve it and to hold it and to never let it go. And that's why going through the darkness that we just have come out of is gotta be hard on the outset, because God doesn't kick you out of the garden right away like that in a petty move of immaturity. God puts us through a simulation version of it, because God actually does love us and wants to give us paradise. And that's why God would give us an opportunity to kind of feel it out, feel our way through it, learn a couple lessons or two, so that way when we get there, we know better than to misbehave. We don't want to get kicked out. And I think that that's what makes sense the most, is that that's the way God would do it. That's the way God would do it. If God loves us and God truly wants to give us paradise, well, then God would give us an actual chance, not like living the karma from everybody that came before you and da, 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 da. No. We'd all be able to reconcile having had that chance. And I'm pretty sure that none of us alive now can reconcile the beginning of these atrocities, because we weren't here. Even though that karma may exist within our channel. Oh, that's awesome. Yep. Ooh. Ooh. That's awesome. Oh, so awesome. What's that? Oh, yeah, that's the thing on the thing. The thing on the thing. Look at this. Oh, my gosh. See, and I think I got another version of that, too. I got so much. Thank you. Thank you, intelligence. Thank you, love of the light. Light of the love. Your central source. Ah, look at that. Hello. Hello, kitten. That's something else. It's like Earth going through like the brown beam. Those are central source beams or something like that. It's so beautiful. What's this? Fascinating, isn't it? I'm gonna have to get in there. Fascinating. Oh, cool. So now, let's see what happens. Ah, that's right. Playback speed 25. That's as slow as it can go. Huh. Okay, that's going very fast. So that is something else. What is that? I guess we'll, I don't know. But it's cool nonetheless. All right. Let's let it rip. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. What? Oh, good. Hmm. Right, well, if I could just stop shaking it for a sec. Oh, there goes my battery. That's fine. Oh. You're just typing away. I see you, kitty cat. I don't have the machine to translate it right now, but I promise you that I will get it. Would you like to give me a pause just to acknowledge that we are in communication? Well, hold on, just finishing up the sentence right here. Just hang tight one more second. Well, that's fine. Oh, I paused an accident. Does this go away if this goes away? Like when it will go away? Like just go away. Whoever's in my computer, get out. Okay, good. Well, it's not slow enough for me to decipher if there's a certain pattern. I can't keep it still either, so it's... Oh, Scheitenheisen. At least it gets slowed down. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that this is a message, a language that can be deciphered. Isn't that special? Dear God. It's like, what you got there in your mouth over there, huh? So cute. Little planets, like just right there. And they're so like hardly visible. And then that one in the center, my God. It's. Oh yeah. Woo-hoo. There you go. That's that sun with that thing. Like this like spinning nozzle or something. And let's see what's going on over here. Oh yeah. What's going on here? It's so beautiful. Like, you see this? It's just absolutely phenomenal. This is in the ISS. I have to get my battery. Oh, look at that. Oh, no, I won't go close. Oh, dear. Do you see that? Oh, my goodness. What? Ay, what's this guy doing over here? Wow. Look at that beam. That's just intense. And they both, right at these little, right where it goes over this area, it's got that little knob. That's wild. The planets everywhere, or suns. I mean, I've got to get that other charger. The color is just out of this world. Out of this world, get it? Because it's outside of this world, kind of like. Okay. Whoa. So yod. That's right. That's right. Because we got a thing. Ooh, it's so... It's so hologrammy, which tells us a lot about something. Because I guarantee it's reflection beams. I mean, and wow, right? Because like that is something else. That's the black hole. It's got to be, or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna make any guesses. It's all just fantastic, nonetheless. Whoa! These little chips in the edges, like bites out of a shark or a whale's fin to identify it. Definitely. Oh yeah. Solid beam. Solid beam. Hi, what are you doing over there? Is that a hole? Her lips wrapped around a dark ball. I don't know. Ooh, what's going on in there? Tell you one thing. That's pretty awesome. This is like cosmic or, celestial like footage. This is evidence of how it works right here. Of course, guys in the ISS, they can see it. I'm not the only one. They should be talking about it though, because this is pretty big deal, especially for those people that don't know what to do about God, don't know what to do about the universe. This will help give them some hope. And maybe it'll also help snap the ding-dongs out of being ding-dongs. Trying to talk about ancient stupidity. Do you see this? This is what's going on in space. You're going to need to reconcile some of this with your God of everything. One-timers, like the God of everything is certainly intelligence. That's for sure. I think we're all supposed to figure out how to be our own hero and communicate with God individually. But I think that we need to be brought to God's door and introduced. I think that's always the best circumstance to be in, don't you? When you're introduced to somebody properly. And that's what I want to do for all of us. Ever since I realized I was experiencing something I had asked for, and God met me there every time. Once I realized that this was like, oh my God, this is like what everyone's looking for, like something to put their finger on to go, wow, this is God. When it blinks and spells your name and stuff, and it's like, it's the intelligence talking to you, but it's not trying to look like a person. And my God, we've got so much dimensions of facets that we are and are yet to be that Closed-minded thinking just doesn't even seem to make sense ever before. It's so already off the menu that that's the kind of class God has, is God takes care of things. That, this is just gotta. Oh, oh. Wait, to make Hmm. Oh, there we go. Because the geometry of existence has a shape. Yes, there is a shape to things like the Mandelbrot set, which is why we know that what it is comprised of is an infinite inward. That makes me comfortable. That makes me real comfortable with quantum. That's up to me and my forever Zen. And there's one extra special circumstance that we all get, and that's our connection to God. Our own connection to God and our inward foreversville. Save the additional circumstance of that being a special connection between a mother and a child. Because the child actually connects mother to source. So bringing a child into the world is a gift given by God to the child, by the child to the mother, and by the mother to the child, and to God in the way that it pleases. It is pleasing to God that a mother takes care of her shepherd, her sheep, her children, her family, her home. This is pleasing. And that is who we do it for. And who's that? Our child. Our child's the one that shows up saying, I'm the representative, oh my God, is this gorgeous? I could cry. Oh my God, it is gorgeous. I feel like that guy with the double rainbow. Oh my God, though. Thank God I can back it up. Oh my God, it's going away. No, I can back it up, but that is who we're serving, is our child. And that's who God wants us to serve. There's no... There is no thing like that. That's definitely an intentional misinterpretation or just a ultra naive perspective, but needless to say, oh my God. Holy God. See, it gets real good when you slow it down because you can see all the movements. And Jesus, that's something else. So back to what I was saying about God and each of our connection with God. And this proxy mother thing that belongs to child and mother, and there is no dispute. It's appointed by God. It carries the fingerprint of God. You can't argue with it. As well, you shouldn't. Smart men know not to do such a thing. And any woman with half of a brain and her own child should be in an understanding. Right? See these beautiful colors and things and geometries? I love it in my heart. And every time I think that love, I think of Alek, 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 Alek. That's the only way I've been able to hold on during these 7 years, is making everything that I see that is beautiful her. Thankful that God gifts me with her presence. This is the covenant of God. The vow that is given between a mother and God to a child. The parenthood of the mother connected to God. In a marriage with God for the child. This is a parenthood with God. That mother accepts to let God take her hand in this marriage and lead them. We're talking about the mother and the child in the actual world. And a mother can be strong in the actual world, knowing she's got God that took her hand. And her child in the other. Those are her Lord. They are her Lord. They are who she serves. They are the one who her purpose is fulfilled through. They are. And you can't do one without the other. And they've been murdering us slowly and painfully, knowing this and feeling inferior and insecure. That's not going to work for mothers or the child, but neither God. You see, God has something to say here. And God has. And if you're lucky enough to be a man and still be able to come into the house, well, you've got yourself something you better hold on to and keep precious. And not put under threat of your own loss of it. Mothers are not who we've been made out to be. We haven't even had the freedom and comfort and peace and necessities to come into our own, because we were taken slave immediately by arrogance. Immaturity is what it is. Mama knows that. He doesn't know that, but she does. We're at the time, ladies, gentlemen, brothers and sisters, fellow mothers, and future mothering earthlings, fathers. It's time for you gentlemen to face your emotions and meet your final test. What's that? Your final test. To graduate from being an animal. You want to call yourself intelligent? You haven't even passed your test. It is an exam. It is the final, it's the one. SATs, whatever they call them. There's probably new ones now. I don't know. But you haven't even passed your test. Trying to jump on our throne. Well, we're at the early stages of motherhood. We have yet, like I said, we have yet to come into our own. But you better believe that we have crossed that hump. Don't see us as at the beginning of our as lower than you, because you're at the top of the previous level for us. I know we all want to know God. Of course we do. Of course we do. The good news is that God already knows us. Know this? God already knows us. Inside and out, every thought, everything. If you care if I care to access those Akashic records, I think deploying respect and I'm looking for the word that means take only a little. Powerful is that kind of data. And I know God is warmly welcoming us in to the light. This is the jurisdiction of light, of love. Love is the force that drives it all, that drives it all. It is love. Love is why it's beautiful. Love is why it's in harmony. Love is why it has a reason to live. Love is a reason why it fights to live. Love is a reason why it fights. Love is a reason why it cries. Love is a reason why it feels pain. Love is a reason why it creates. Love, to understand it thoroughly and properly, is to know that even all your anger and lashing outs is out of a form of broken love. Evil, this evil, it does exist. I can see it. But evil in a sense of empty, which is why I believe God's got this present, this secret present in his back pocket. Surprise. When you thought it was all, when you felt the pain of having to accept that shit happens in life, right? Knowing that you did the right thing and that you'll do the right thing again and again and again if it takes. It doesn't matter how much suffering it involves. That's when God hands us the surprise and says, surprise, we're just landing at the actual location. The simulation will end, so please take off your seatbelts, folks, and grab your belongings, and we'll meet you at the the gate. And you're like, what? Is this simulation? And God's like, yeah, like, you kidding? I love you. Paradise is so fucking awesome. This is the best way to take advantage of the time and the process of swinging around the rosy till we get back to the beginning, which is the end of the old and the beginning of the new. Yeah, that's what it's all about, is to utilize the time swinging around the rosy so that way when we get there, you're so thankful to be surprised that you never let it go and never lose sight of this present, this surprise, this gift, this reality of getting to have the life returned. It's not life returned in a sense of all my ancestors. It's like all the life returned that was taken. The life that's lost, like these women and these children and even the men. Animals, the lives, the pieces of our life that have been taken from us during this, which I consider a 12-year swing in hyperspace. That's what feels like appropriate to say. like since 2012, right? Like since December 21st, 2012, when they said that the galactic alignment started then. It's like, I never saw any of this. Well, I'm looking at it now. Well, think about it. Okay, that makes sense. Some kind of entering into the light. It's like putting a roulette ball on the wheel or something. And we're approaching December 21st, ladies and gentlemen. Here in a day. So we're at the zenith moment of 12 years after the beginning of the alignment. Doesn't that sound applicable somehow, some way? It really does. It really does. 12, 21, 22, you know, and then the 12 houses of the zodiac, 12 tribes, the 12 months, you know, the enumerations, etc., etc. So, in light of learning about God and the real message and the real redemption, what's the redemption? Like who's the one that pays the price for everyone's sins? Listen, and listen closely. God is in a communion with each and every one of us. And God's handling each and every one of us on an individual basis. And God's got it handled. God's gonna deal with every one of us individually. That's what it said it was always gonna do anyway. But here's the good news. Right? I'm pretty sure some people out there are like, oh, I was hoping I could blend into the crowd. The good news is the simulation performance lends its hand to the critique, to the self-criticism, to the joining with our data and the capabilities that are provided by the intelligence, the artificial intelligence, the eye that we can have with each and every one of us, keeping its eye on us to make sure that no one's going rogue and getting crazy. And that's what we need for a period of time to get things under love and love, light of love again. Those of us who come from the center source have done this before. You're in good hands. So welcome to the light. Prepare for true interdimensional flavors and cool waters and warm sunshine with rainbows sprinkled everywhere. Get ready for awesome. Alec, you're the only awesome I know. Can I have you now, please? Lord, can I have my Alec back? Pretty, please. I'm kissing your lips. I love you, babe, and I'm coming. God is sending us a chauffeur and a car to take us anywhere. You can relax and I'll be driving us safely all the way. Hold you close and I love you, baby. Yeah. Love you, Alec. Thank you, God. Source. Thank you, Prime Source. Thank you, Alec, for letting me be your mama. And all I want is to hold you. See you smile. And God knows I'll trade the universe for it, so pretty much gotta be a done deal. There's no options. No wiggle room. One thing only I want is Alexandria. And I'm pretty sure the big man of it all, proverbially speaking, can make it happen. Isn't that right? Let it be done. Let my will be done. May my will be done. For her will, may us have our will to be done. And then God responds with, of course, and it was already underway. It's already on its way, Allison. That's the warm hug of God. That's God's warm hug. Winks at me and says, I already knew. It's too amazing and awesome. It's not too amazing. It's unbelievably awesome. It's a blessing for all of us to receive something so powerfully. That's salvation. That's redemption. That's sacrifice. That's life and death. That is truth. That is God. And this is my video game and my baby's video game, and that's why this is the way it's going to go down. That's why I got to be my hero. So don't put your head up my ass and feel all upset about jealousy and envy, which people do, and they try to kill you, and they go, I don't want you to have that. And it's like, no, don't you get it? I'm here to give it to you too. So don't be a weirdo. You can change your perspective, and we're going to help each other out like that, call each other out like that. And they go, oh, oops, sorry about that. No problem. Carrying on. We got to do that. We got to let that love live. We got to let the love be light. Now let's get them. Cause I got my baby. Ooh, I gotta go. Wow, isn't that something? I love it. It's awesome, so awesome. Not as awesome as Alec, but pretty close. Pretty darn close, I'd say that much. Isn't it just something? Beautiful, so beautiful. Not as beautiful as Alec, but something. I love you, baby girl. Following our instincts is number one. None of this weird razzmatazz human thought processes that have been getting in the way. I wouldn't have caught all these evidences of my connection with the universe if I was not willing to follow my instincts and not be deterred. That's the same thing with doing the right thing. You don't second guess yourself. You know what's right. You do what's right. And then you accept the fact that God's teaching you, and God's got things on a purpose schedule. You make yourself important enough because God created you. You don't take that away from God either. That's why you don't take a baby away from mama. I'm not only here for her, she is here for me. And that is not something weird. The only reason why it's been made to be weird is because man feels inferior. Like, what about me? I didn't get one. It's like this. Yes, you did. Yeah, you did. The child you have been given is your inner you. And you do the best work with yourself. Because it's a little too sensitive of a matter to do out in public. And that's the truth. You gentlemen have your own inner self. your own inner child to overcome. But don't worry. You'll get your chance when the time, at that time. And you and God got this thing already worked out. God's got this thing already worked out. But you'll find that it's a liberating thing. It's a liberating where God lets you come up with the idea, and then God meets you there and goes, see? And then that's the way that's the way God would do it. Because that's how God's got the final, like, awesome maneuver. Not only do you get to get it the way you perceive it, but you find that God was perceiving it with you the whole time. It's extra awesome, and it's just beginning. This is what it looks like. This is one example of what it looks like. Cosmic consciousness. This is what mathematics looks like. This is what physics looks like. Yay! This is what quantum looks like. This is what alignment with central sun looks like, and so on and so forth. Right, it looks like it's getting pulled in like a chain around a bike thing. It's like, oh, my phone's about to die, but that's cool. It's gonna, right? And he's swinging around the bend, and then it like spits it out over here. I love it. It's like, instead of playing Barbie, just play with the dimension land. Okay, anyway, phone's about to die, and I've said my piece. It's all for Alec. I love you, honey bear. Almost. We're almost there. We're almost there. I love you. Oh, this guy just popped into the view. Isn't that something? It's awesome. I mean, I'm not even kidding you. I loved it. Look, just boop. You're something else. Let's see if I can catch it. Maybe I just didn't notice it before. Okay, yes, my phone certainly is dying. All right. What's going on there? Okay, thank you. I gotta turn this off now. Thank you. Good night. Thank you. Good night. I'm a dork.